The Emperor, the Emperor is like the most successful freeloader long con of all time. They've just been doing all for centuries. That's crazy.
So the United States goes to war in Europe. And they help the gang chase Germany back into Germany.
Let's go!
And they also start chasing Japan back into Japan.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
And they haven't used
One of the
bomb to
few
chase
rare
Germany back
things
into
you can be
Germany.
proud of
They
as an
also
American, baby. Hell yeah. Kick some Nazi ass.
chasing Japan back into Japan. And they haven't used the bomb yet and are curious to see if it works. So they drop it on Japan. They actually drop two.
I'm not. We ain't too proud of that one. The last thing I would expect chat to all rally behind. Chat rallies behind history. All right, history of Japan.
Japan is an island by the sea filled with volcanoes and it's in the year -1 billion, Japan might not be
Negative
here.
a billion.
In the year -40,000, it was here, and you could walk to it. And some people walked to it. Then it got warmer, some icebergs melted, it became an island, and now there's lots of trees. Because it's warmer. So
When did
now
the pandas
there's people
drop?
on the island, they're basically sort of hanging out in between the mountains,
That's
eating
China.
nuts off trees, and using the latest technology, like stones and bowls. Ding dong, it's the outside world, and they have technology from the future, like really good metal and crazy rice farms. Now you can make a lot of rice really, really quickly.
China kind of
That
carried.
means if you own the farm, you own a lot of food, which is something everybody needs to survive. So that makes
True.
you king. Rice
Yo.
farming and rice kingdoms spread across the land.
Rice
all the way here.
kingdoms? Dead ass. The first kingdom. Japan got its start with rice kingdoms. Like, you don't call Rome like the olive kingdom. They loved olives.
Most important kingdoms were here, 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 and here. But this one was the most
Yamato.
important, ruled by a heavenly superperson, or emperor for short. Knock, knock, get the door. It's religion. The new prince wants everyone to try this hot new religion from Biek.
Buddhism.
Please try this religion, he said. No, said everybody. Try it, he said. No, said everybody again, quieter this time. And so the religion was put into place, and all the rules that came with it. Then the government was taken over by another clique, and they made some reforms,
clique.
like making the government govern more, and making the government more like China's government, which is a government that governs more. Hi, China, they said. Hi, dipshit, said China. Can you
Damn.
call us something else?
Dwarf?
other than Dipshit, said Hi, China, they said. Hi, dipshit,
What? What? Rice yummy. It's true.
said China. Can you call us something else other than dipshit? Said Japan. Like what? Said China. How about Sunrise Land? Said Japan. And they stole China's alphabet and wrote a book about themselves. And then they made lots of poetry and art and another book about themselves. Then they stopped moving the capital every time the emperor died and kept it in one place for a while.
That seems so
And they conquered
inconvenient.
the north, finally. Get that squared away. A rich hipster named Kukai is bored with modern Buddhism, visits China, and learns a better... That squared away.
I've
A rich
seen
hipster
this
named
motherfucker before. Varys?
Visits China and learns a better version, which is more
Zen.
comes back, reinvents the alphabet, and causes art and literature to be
Varys made literature
The
and
royal
Zen
palace turned into
Buddhism.
such a dream world of art that they really didn't give a shit about running the country.
That's when they made it. That's when they made hentai.
So if you live outside the palace, how are you supposed to protect your shit from criminals? Hire a samurai. Everyone started hiring samurai.
For real?
Rich, important people hired
Samurai
samurai.
were just-
Poor people who could not afford to hire samurai did not hire samurai.
Oh.
The samurai became organized.
They were
and powerful,
bodyguards.
More powerful than the government. So they made their own military government. Here. They let the emperor still be
Shogunate.
but the shogun is actually in control. Breaking news. The Mongols have invaded China,
We've invaded China.
said the Mongols.
Please respect us, or else we might invade you as well.
Okay, said Japan.
Nah.
So the Mongols came over, ready for war, and died in a tornado. They tried again, and had a nice time fighting with the Japanese, but then died in a tornado. Then the emperor overthrows the shogunate. Then the shogunate overthrows him back and moves to Kyoto and makes a new shogunate. And the emperor can still
I heard
dress like an
about
emperor.
like the divine wind or whatever fucked the Mongols up twice, and they never attempted to go back to Japan again.
Shogunate. Then the shogunate overthrows him back and moves to Kyoto and makes a new shogunate. And the emperor can still dress like an emperor if he wants. That's fine.
Okay.
Like painting with less colors, collaborative poetry, plays, monkey fun, tea
Anime.
parties, gardening, architecture, flowers. It's time for who's going to be the next shogun. Usually it's the shogun's kid, but the shogun doesn't have a kid, so he tries to get his brother to quit being a monk and be the next shogun. He says okay, but then the shogun has a kid. So now who's
Oh.
gonna be? Vote now on your phones. And everyone voted
Shogun's
so
brother.
hard that the palace caught on fire and burned down. The shogun actually didn't care. He was off somewhere doing poetry. And The
Okay.
whole country broke into pieces. Everyone is
Damn.
fighting with each other for local power, and it's anybody's game. Knock knock, it's Europe. No, they're not here to take over. They just want to sell some shit, like clocks and guns. And
Rare?
cheeses. So that's cool, but everyone's still fighting each other for control, now with guns. And wouldn't it be nice to control the capital, which right now is puppets, with no one controlling them? This clan is ready to make a run for it, but first they have to trample this smaller clan, which is in the way.
Oda?
Surprise, the smaller clan wins, and the leader of that clan steals the...
Oda! Oda won! Is this Oda ancestry? Is this unironically Oda ancestry?
Smaller clan, which is
Or is Oda Oda's first name?
Surprise, the smaller clan wins, and the leader
Thank
of
God,
that
bro.
clan
Now we got One Piece.
steals the capital and invades the capital, and it goes very well.
No, his first name's Eiichiro, right? Eiichiro? Oda? I think that might have been Oda's origin story.
He's
Holy
about halfway through
shit.
conquering Japan when someone who works for him kills him. and
Hey,
then
Oda
someone else
conquering
who
Japan right
works
now,
for him
too.
kills them.
He's
And that
conquering the world with that manga.
guy finishes conquering Japan. And then he confiscated everybody's swords and made some rules. And now I'm going to invade Korea and then hopefully China, he said, and failed, and also died. But before he died, he told these 5 guys to take care of his 5-year-old son until he's old enough to be the next ruler of Japan. And the 5 guys said, yeah, right. It's not going to be this kid. It's going to be one of us, because we're grown-ups. And it's probably going to be this guy, who happens to be way more rich and powerful than the others.
Was that
A lot of
Donald
people
Trump?
support him, but a lot of people support not supporting him. They have a fight, and he wins, and starts a new government, right here. And he still lets
Edo?
the emperor dress like an emperor, and have very nice things.
The
But don't
Emperor,
get me wrong, this
the Emperor is like the world's largest freeloader, the most successful freeloader long con of all time. They've just been doing fuck all for centuries. That's
is
crazy.
the new government, and they are very strict. So strict they close the country. No one can leave, and no one can come in, except for the Dutch if they want to buy and sell shit, but they have to do it right here. Now that the entire country was not at war with itself, the population increased a lot.
Wow.
Business increased, schools were built,
Wow.
roads were built, everyone learned to read,
Wow.
books were published, there was poetry, plays, sexy times, puppet shows, and
Wow.
Dutch studies. People started to study European science from books they bought from the Dutch. We're talking
Neat.
geography, skeletons,
Epic.
physics, chemistry, astronomy, and maybe even electricity. Over time, the economic and cultural prosperity began to gradually slow down. Knock knock. It's the United States.
Please don't tell me we did some fucked up shit. Please don't tell me we did some fucked up shit.
Boats with guns. Gunboats.
Oh
Open
no.
the country. Stop having it be closed, said the United States. There was really nothing they could do, so they signed a contract that lets United States, Britain, and Russia visit Japan anytime they want.
Oh.
Choshu and Satsuma hated this. That sucks, they said.
Huh.
This sucks.
Huh.
And with almost very little outside help, they overthrew the shogunate and somehow made
Damn.
the emperor again, and moved him to Edo, which they renamed Eastern Capital.
They
made
pissed.
a new
I
government,
mean, there ain't no
which was-
telling what Britain, Russia, and America did. It didn't say that we did anything bad, but I mean, our track record is not very good.
was a lot more Western. They made a new constitution that was pretty Western, and a military that was pretty Western. Do you know what else is Western? That's right, it's conquering stuff. So what can we conquer? Korea. They
Oh.
conquer Korea, taking it from its previous owner, China, and then go a little bit further. And Russia rushes in out of nowhere and says, "Stop, no, you can't take that. We were going to build a railroad through here to try to get some more water." And Russia builds their railroad, supervised by a shit ton of soldiers. And then when the railroad was done, they downgraded to a fuck ton. Did I say downgraded? I meant upgrade. And Japan says, "Can you maybe chill?" And Russia says, "How about maybe you chill?" Japan's kind of scared of Russia. You'll never guess who's also
How about you chill because your ass is not chill?
kind of scared of Russia. Great Britain. So Japan and Great Britain make an alliance together so they can be a little less scared of Russia. Feeling confident, Japan goes to war against Russia, just for a moment, and then they both get tired and stop. It's time for World War I.
So nothing happened to that?
The world is about to have a war, because it's the 1900s and weapons are getting crazy, and all these empires are excited to try them out on each other. Meanwhile, Japan has been enjoying conquering stuff
Yep.
and wants more. And the next thing on
Oh.
their list is this part of China.
That's
and
just the
lots of tiny-
human urge, isn't it? The human urge. Every country has the urge to I just gotta fuck shit up. I just gotta take what's not mine, kill people I shouldn't kill, and experiment on them. Well, maybe that wasn't everybody. Maybe that's just Japan and Germany, and America. But maybe it is most.
Next thing on their list is this part of China and lots of tiny islands. All that stuff belongs to Germany, which just had war declared on it by Britain because Britain was friends with Belgium, which was being trespassed by Germany in order to get to France to kick France's ass because France is friends with Russia, who was getting ready to kick Austria's ass because Austria was getting ready to kick Serbia's ass because
Right.
someone from Serbia shot the leader of Austria's ass.
Yeah, I'm
Or
following.
Actually, shot him in the head. And Britain is currently friends with Japan, so you know what that means. Duh, Japan should take the islands. which they wanted to do anyway. So they called Britain on the telly to sort of let them know. And then they did it. And they also helped Britain a little here and there with some errands and stuff. Now the war is over, and congratulations, Japan. You technically fought in the war, which means you get to sit at the negotiating table with the big dudes, where they decided who owns what. And yes, Japan gets to keep all that shit they stole from Germany. You also get to join the post-war mega alliance, the League of Nations, whose mission statement is to try not to
That
take over
is
the world.
so close to the League of Villains. That's crazy.
The Great Depression is bad, and Japan's economy is now crappy, but the military is doing just fine, and it invades Manchuria. In the League of Nations, it's like, no, don't do that. If you're in the League of Nations, you're not supposed to take over the world. And Japan said, how about I do anyway? Japan invaded more and more and more of China, and was planning to invade the entire East.
You've got mail.
It's from Germany, the new
You've got mail!
and he's trying to take over the world and needs friends. This also got forwarded to Italy.
Oh,
they all decided
no.
to be friends because they had so much in common. Germany is
The Three
invading
Musketeers, dude. It's the boys, dude. The boys from Satan, I guess.
They had so much in
Holy shit.
It's time.
It's crazy. They just all...
because they
Oh,
had
man. Oh, man.
so much in common.
Oh, my God. It's just like knowing what happened now. I wonder if Japan would have made different allies.
It's time for World War II.
Probably
Germany is
not.
invading the neighbors. Then they invade the neighbors' neighbors. Then the neighbors' neighbors' neighbors, who happened to be Britain, said, holy shit. And the United States started helping Britain because
Literally,
they
holy shit.
and started not helping Japan because their friends and our friends are not friends. Plus they're planning on invading the entire ocean. The United States is also working on a large, very huge bomb, bigger than any other bomb ever, just in case. They
TM.
still haven't joined the war. War looks bad on TV, and the United States is really starting to care about their image. But then Japan spits on them in Hawaii and challenges them to war. And they say yes. And then Germany, as a symbol of friendship, declares war on the United States also. So the United States goes to war in Europe. And they help the gang chase Germany back into
Let's
Germany. And they also
go!
start chasing Japan back into Japan.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
And they haven't used
One of the
bomb to
few
chase
rare
Germany back
things
into
you can
Germany.
be proud of
They
as an
also
American, baby. Hell yeah. Kick some Nazi ass.
chasing Japan back into Japan. And they haven't used the bomb yet and are curious to see if it works. So they drop it on Japan. They actually drop two.
I'm not. We ain't too proud of that one. Damn. Damn, it's still damn. Yeah,
The
yeah.
United States installed a new government, inspired by the United States government, with just the right
Oh.
ingredients for a post-war economic miracle.
Let's go.
And Japan starts making TVs,
Anime!
VCRs, and camcorders
No way they didn't mention anime in the history.
as they can, and also better than everybody else. They get rich, and the economy goes wild, and then the miracle wears off. But everything's still pretty cool, I guess.
There's anime. And that was the history of Japan. Why did you do that? My ass was not the one who dropped the bomb. Now that I'm watching history videos,
1066, the start of the royal family.
there's a
on the
history of the royal family, and I've always been curious on why anybody gives a fuck about them. I've always thought the royal family can go suck a fat one. I've never liked the royal family because, like, you don't, like, because fuck you. I don't know why. I don't like you. I was just, it never made sense. I was like, oh, well, why are they royal? Did they do something cool? Did they do anything great? Oh, they're royalty because they're like the descendants of royalty? As somebody who judges on merit, why is your ass ruling the country? Like, if you have a whole group of people who are like the kind of Congress, like the parliament or whatever, making the decisions for the country and running it, why is your ass just filthy fucking rich with all of these ancient, super precious items from other cultures that isn't even yours? That was always my take on the royal family, but like I said, I'm uneducated, so maybe I just don't get it. Question from someone from Chile who studied in a common school: was all this teach to you as well? No. America did not teach me about anything from like Africa besides like how slavery's fucked up. They didn't teach me anything about any of the Middle East, pretty much. I mean, besides basic, like the big, like they were like, yo, Egypt existed, and they were like really old. Don't worry about any of this. Any of this here, any of this here, any of this like here. Not that important. My students know where Morocco is and think we speak Spanish. To be fair, I could not tell you where Morocco is either. It's somewhere in Africa. We learn about Tom Brady. In America, we barely learn about American history. You know, I had a whole... You get taught about your state's history. There ain't shit to learn about your own state, bruh. You shot me in the heart. I'm sorry. You know what? I'll learn where Morocco is right now for you. Because I know it's in Africa, but exactly where? Oh, it's up here near Algeria. In Marijuana. Well, now I will forever know where Morocco is. It's right next to Spain. I didn't know that. I didn't know Morocco was the country that literally bordered Spain. Yeah, now I see why I should know where it's at. Because if you know where Spain's at, you should know where Morocco's at. Okay. Interesting.